Hey everyone, Lita here. Thanks for being here with me. If you're new here, welcome. So, wanted to do a little of this face-to-face with you and just kind of talk about what my plans are for this video, and also because I wanted to do a little bit of FaceTime with you before the year ended. Thought it would be a nice way to bring in the year. So today's video is going to be a lineup of my 2021 planners. It's going to be a goodbye to 2020 because yeah, I think we've all had enough of 2020. Let's get into 2021. In 2021, I think 2021 is going to be the year of contradictions. In 2021, my planner lineup is bigger than it's ever been before, and yet in my mind, somehow my thought about journaling is that I want to simplify things. And in managing to simplify things, I have more journals than ever before. So I'm going to go over my journals when I flip this around and go the other way. But also just want to tell you something else I want to go over in my video today is supplies. And I'm not sure if I'm going to just go over what my approach is to supplies, and yet again just say 2021 may be the year of contradictions, because I'm not sure I'm going to be actually successfully simplifying my supplies, but I do have something in my mind of a theory of how I want to approach my supplies in 2021. And then yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I will go through my setup a little bit, but not too much. I figure we could do that in another video since I do tend to be chatty and I don't want this to get so long. I will try to write down some timestamps down into the description box below, and anything that you see that you have that's a supply, you know, whether it's a journal or something, and if you have any questions about where I got it, please drop me something down in the comments section and I will do my best to let you know where it came from. Okay, without that, any further ado, I'm gonna switch this around and we're gonna get into it. Hey everyone. Okay, so I've actually been trying to make this video for a couple of days. I was having technical difficulties. So before something bad happens, let me jump right into my 2021 planners. So as I mentioned in my intro, I was saying that I thought 2021 was going to be the year of contradictions. My whole idea about simplifying my planners, and yet I find myself with more things than ever before in my past. I have 6 things here, and that doesn't include my sketch journals. So let me pull my chair a little closer. Okay, and let's jump into it. I am going to go over these 3 first, and then I will go over all of my Hobonichi type of things. So I have 3 really small little planners here. This, I believe I started this in 2019. Yep, I did. In December of 2019. And I use this specifically. This is musical notes for my practice time. I do often journal in my at-desk journal, but this is from the company that I actually purchased my cello from in New York, and they gifted me this, and so I just use this little, these are little traveler's notebook type inserts. This is a passport size, and I just keep it around. It's here very close, actually against this wall behind where I'm filming right now. So that is my music journal, and yeah, I plan to continue that, using that for music notes. And then also I have this one here, that this is a medical health and wellness journal that I keep for my mother. She's the reason I left New York and moved down to Florida. And I do have in my channel, there should be a video where I set this up. So this I started in March of 2020, and it's more than halfway used, halfway through. But I keep in here basically personal information, medical history, doctors and therapists, medications. And then I have monthly sections from March all the way through December, and a couple of community resources and elderly services resources. But I'll give you just a quick show of an example of how I originally started this. This is a perfect place for me to start. So in March, this was the first month that I did it. I used my monthly setup in here for the calendar for appointments. I got this type of setup was inspired from Paper Pine Cones, that if you sign up for her newsletter, you can get this as a download, but I just used it for inspiration, and this was basically tracking my mother's blood sugar morning, in afternoon, and evenings. And this was another chart that I was inspired by from Paper Pine Cones. It tracked my mother's pain level, fatigue, and then an assortment of different things that were either yes or no, were they done that day, or things that were rating things like depression, cognitive abilities, or trouble coping, etc. And I would rate it from 0 to 3. And I would had a week section also where I would write down anything that was important that happened. And then I also had dailies that followed with the weeks, any specific notes that I needed. My mother's improved, her health has improved tremendously since then. And so now she has very few appointments, but I'm still using that monthly calendar. And I had simplified her, her chart. I'm just using one chart now. And you can see it's pretty much, it's even blank. I do talk to my mother all the time, and I ask her, how is your blood sugar? Did you take it? How is it? She's doing it on her own, which is great, because at one time I was doing it. And then I only had down here a couple of things, but I'm not really doing the tracking on it. I think if I were to see a fluctuation of something on the bad side, then I would be doing more. So now basically it's just taking 3 to 4 pages. So even though there's less than half of this, I'm going to continue using this Scribbles That Matters. Actually, I didn't even say what I have in here. This is a Scribbles That Matters A6, and it's inside a Chic Sparrow Waypoint black vintage leather folio. So I have half of this left, and I went from using something like 12 pages or more in a month to now I just need like 3 or 4. So I'm going to finish this through 2021. If there's anything that I mention on here or that I show you and you're interested in knowing where it came from, or if it's free printable of some sort, you know, leave me a note down in the comments below, and I will answer you back and try to tell you where it was I got that from. This is the last of my random journal things that I am going to keep around for 2021. I only have a little bit left in this, but I have another one that's identical to this. This is a freebie that my partner got at work. It's more than an A6. I don't know if it's quite a B6 size. It's close to B6. I think it's close to a B6. I'm trying to, let me see if I pull something out and how it fits in there. This is a B6 folio from, yeah, it's pretty much a B6 size type journal. So as you can see, I haven't done anything to it. It was just a freebie, and it's lined, and this is where I do morning pages. I was doing them regularly, and I've kind of stopped. Not kind of, I have stopped. But I keep this and I don't get rid of it, and I keep it marked because I find that whenever I'm having some type of a high levels of anxiety or stress, frustration, you know, that type of stuff, or depression, that for me, writing is very cathartic. So morning pages are helpful to me in that sense that when I'm having those type of symptoms in my life, when they're increasing or feel out of control, doing morning pages helps me to even keel. So in the past, when I was using a Stalogy, I had that freedom to be able to use 2 pages for journaling or 3 pages for journaling on one day if I wanted to. But at some point I started doing some morning pages, and then that's part of what got me into only needing 1 daily page, 1 page a day for my dailies, just for some type of creative outlet that, you know, I enjoy that, whether it's memory keeping, whether it's journaling, whether there's brainstorming or planning going on in that day, if I'm putting photos down, whatever I'm doing. Maybe I want to doodle, draw, sketch in my book. 1 page a day for my dailies is fine. So I do have another one of these, and I do have other notebooks that I can use for morning pages. And if you don't know what morning pages are, you know, drop me again a message down below in the comments, and maybe I could do a video on morning pages. Although I don't do morning pages really in the traditional way that the book is. So now I want to jump to what are my Hobonichi and my Hobonichi hybrids. I had this 3 that I showed you that I'm planning to keep near my desk or at my desk within reach that I can use. They'll be used occasionally, randomly. But these 2 of these, I plan on using my Weeks and my Hobonichi Cousin Avec. My Weeks plans to be my everyday carry, and my Cousin Avec I plan to keep here at this desk, which is where I'd been keeping my A5 Stalogy. That if you had seen my videos from before, up until just about a week or so ago, I was housing my Stalogy inside this Hobonichi cover. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with my Weeks, and I'll explain my A6 and my Cousin Avec in a moment. So this is from the 2020 Hobonichi collection. It is a collaboration that they did with Steiff, S-T-E-I-F-F. They're a stuffed animal toy type of company. They're a premium luxury brand. And this on the outside is like the fur from one of their chocolate covered teddy bears, and it has this just absolutely luxuriously soft brown leather on the inside. I am housing inside this, this is my wallet, and I put my Weeks inside here. I could put it over this way. I just choose to have it over on this side. Over here is the wallet section where there's, you know, space for change, a zippered area for cash or gift cards, and more space under here for receipts and lottery tickets, etc. And then over here I have all of my credit cards, but or debit cards, etc. You know, health insurance cards. And then there's a space under here and a little loop there to keep a pen. So my Weeks is in the camp cover, and my whole theme for in 2020 is going to be outdoor camping, hiking, just outdoor adventure, outdoor life, okay? So I'm doing that overarching theme for 2021, and that is part of my approach to simplicity. So back into the Weeks. How I'm using my Weeks. My Weeks has a really specific focus, and that is health and wellness. And again, kind of like outdoor adventure. But I am also using this as my everyday carry in my wallet. So this is going to be a very practical, very minimal type of journal. My Weeks is going to have my appointments in it. I haven't even decorated this because since Hobonichi is new to me, I kind of really like this little thing they got going on there. I may put some paper here to decorate, but I've just put a life outdoors is a life well lived sticker from REI on there. And I have not done anything to my yearly overview calendars other than down here I put a key that is going to help me with this, which what I've done, and this is supposed to be January through December, and here's the days for each month. I took each one of these spaces at the top and I numbered them 1 through 7, with number 1 being my weight and 2 through 7 being my body measurements. I screwed up, which is why I have this covered. I screwed up and I started using January. So because I'll show you in a second how I got confused in my head. So the days down here, what I'm going to be doing is with using my key guide here, This is key. This key goes to remind me what 2 through 7 is. I mean, I can remember that number 1 is my weight, that I'll take it at the beginning of the month, and I'll take my measurements at the beginning of each month so that I can see how my body transformation and how my health and wellness is going for 2021. I am hoping to get back down to what I was at before I moved to Florida. 2020 was so stressful. I did not do well. So in this section down here, I'm going to write symbols, whether it's a W for a walk or NH for a nature hike, which a walk is different from a nature hike because a nature hike is more intensive in the sense of that I'm going through more wooded type of areas, and there may be more hills and roots, and it's maybe muddy or boggy. There may be, you know, swampiness. Who knows what's going on. B for biking, Y for yoga, MM for melt method. You get the idea. So I'll put that in here, or an R, or I may leave it blank if nothing happened. But I'm going to track that there. I also had a symbol where it was supposed to be triangles or a star for if I had an appointment or an event that I could put simply there, that I'd have enough for my symbol and also for my letter code for the physical activity. So that's how I'm using that section. And I haven't bought part of my simplicity. My simplicity isn't just the fact that I'm going to do one theme, an overarching theme for 2021, but I am really truly going to make the effort to not buy any kind of these planner kits, to not buy more supplies, and to really focus in 2021 on using what I already have. Now, with that said, I did go and buy some tabs from a shop online called ARIEBEA. I bought these tabs. It has monthly, it says yearly, which is this. And then here's my monthly, but you can see I didn't buy any fancy stuff down here. I mean, it's possible that I could end up putting washi tape that I have in here, but I am not going to. I'm really going to try not to go and buy more stuff. I'm really going to try to focus on using what I have. So my monthly calendar is very much the practicality part of it, where I'm going to be putting appointments or events that I have. And then I'm going to show you real quick my week setup, and then I'll show you the back where I have like my notes section, so to speak. Okay, see, I am using these, but this is at where this week is at. So this is how it started, and I'm putting weather over here. In this section on this half of the page, I have just a little strip here that's for weather. This is for weather, putting more detailed information about my body and motion activities, whether it's walking, hiking, biking, etc. Over here, I was tracking my meals, what I eat, what I'm eating during the day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. And then this side over here, this portion of the page was going to be for grocery lists, grocery shopping, and not just grocery shopping, shopping in general. Like for example, here I have music stand or iPad research that I was purchasing an iPad. Now this week I decided, the next week I was like, okay, I think I need to put a line, and the line worked. I don't have a line up here because I didn't do anything on Monday. But yeah, and doing the weather, love doing the weather there. I'm still putting my information there. I needed more space for meal tracking. How the first week I had it like this. I've moved it more towards the middle, and I find that it's working great for me. I noticed that I had this large amount of space, and I had this large amount of space there. See, look, I put in a sticker, but I own that sticker already. I didn't buy it just to use it in here. So what I'm thinking to do is that I will split this side in half, and that I will do meal planning, and then I will leave a space for actual shopping, whether it be groceries or other household needs, that I can do menu planning in here, that I have more than enough space left over. So that is how I'm using this part. I'm not going to keep going through the weeks. I do have a pencil board, and I do have this little pocket in the back where I keep the orange and the blue stencil from Hobonichi. But in the back here, I did fill out the My 100, and I have body weight exercises listed from 1 through 100 here. And my goal is to try to do as many of these as possible. hopefully to do 100, but I got this from a list online. I don't remember the name of the website, but if you'd like to know, drop me a message in the comments below, and then I'll find it. I know I have it saved on my computer. But some of these are really hard, and I don't see myself, because I have like a shoulder injury that is chronic, that I don't see myself probably being able to do some of these push-ups or some of these pull-up related ones. So I took from my Stalogy, from in the back pages where it's unused, some of the paper, and I cut it down to size, and I'm going to put a substitute, my 100 here. So if there are some that I don't feel I'm able to do, I may come up with an alternative or a substitute exercise, and I'll put like the number of what it is here, and I'll put it over here with what the replacement or the substitute was. So what I plan to do is, for example, number 24 is sit-ups. I'm going to do 100 sit-ups on a certain day. Or over here it says plank. I plan to do, you know, plank for like literally, maybe I'll pick amount of time. I don't know if it'll be a 30-second plank. I'll try to do 30-second plank, you know, or maybe I'll try to do a 100-second plank. I'm not sure, but that's the idea. It's like the L sit, that I'll try to do that, you know, 100 times, and maybe I'll hold the L sit for 5 seconds or something, and I'll try to do that 500 times in the day. You get the idea. So I did that, and then also I did put another page, and I'm thinking I will put some more blank Stalogy pages to cover over these ones on the back, even though there is a blank notes section. And I may do a 21 and 21 list that's food related, like maybe 100 smoothies that I may try. Or I am really excited about the idea of not 100 smoothies, I'm sorry, 21 and 21, 21 types of smoothies in 2021, or 21 tacos that I'll home make. Tacos, I love tacos, so I may do that. So that is my week setup. Like I said, I'm using this camp cover, and it's my whole theme for that. The things that I bought from Hobonichi were based on that. Even that, think about this little teddy bear thing is like, we do have Florida black bears, and bears are something that people do occasionally come across when they're hiking. So I thought, hey, that even goes with my whole camping outdoor adventure theme. Okay, so my 2021, I am using A5 Cousin Avec. I have this chocolate A5 Hobonichi cover with a designer cover with an Eric leaf character on here. I think this is by Shantan. Don't hold me to it, or it's something, I can't be 100% sure about the name. I know that it's a leaf character, and I think it's, the name is Eric. So anyway, I really like the cover on cover. I love it, how it preserves this. I'm kind of really excited about the cover on cover. I surprised myself how much I love the cover on cover, and how much I'm enjoying this Hobonichi cover design setup. I'm using all of these different pockets for stencils. And again, I find that the orange and the blue are my favorite. I am using the green occasionally, and sometimes I'm using this as well, but not so much, not even in my weeks. I kind of just end up using this in my weeks, the plain little ruler. I did end up decorating the front cover, which is something that I had done in the past with my Stalogy, that I had decorated the front cover, and I left the back cover blank for now, but I'm loving the cover so much that I'm thinking I might do the same in the back. In the past, I've always kind of left the back blank. So you can see I'm housing all different kinds of stickers and papers and stuff, whatnot, inside the back pockets. Let's get into how I'm using this. So I keep talking about that I'm having this one theme for the entire year, about it being outdoor adventure. I had found this photo, this image of a compass, and I took my absolute favorite Jelly Roll 10, the 10. I have a 5 and an 8 as well, but the 10, it is the bomb. I love it. This one is the, yes, it's so juicy. I swear by this. I'm totally addicted to this. Before I got this jelly roll, I used to use these white Signo ones. I have 2 of these. This one's actually almost empty. I use it a lot. So, but I started using this and now I'm just totally addicted. I love this one. I swear by it. So live your life by a compass, not a clock. I did that. I'm very proud of myself. I think I'm happy with how that came out. I got this little sticker also from REI. I thought it was perfect for my outdoor adventure theme. Now these stickers I did get from that same shop where I got the tabs. I have the same tabs here in my cousin Avec. I have January through June, a notes, a monthly, and a yearly. And I did get these stickers from that same ARIEBEA shop as well, which I'll link her below. And I do have a sticker from her that covers all of 2020, which I may put on in the future and write my word of the year in that blank space with the sticker that she gives. It just has this same kind of gray moons outline and white space in the middle. But for right now, I like the idea of having my 2020 calendar available to me, so I haven't done that. The vertical yearly, I also had stickers from her shop for, but I only used half of them in this one, and I'm saving the other half for the other half of the year of my cousin Avec for the July through December. And I'll show you right now what I ended up doing. I ended up sticking to what my goal was of simplifying, and part of simplifying, how I keep saying, is not going and buying more supplies. So I had some stickers that were from, I think I have them down here. Let me get one. I had this Happy Planner sticker book that's 100 sheets, and inside of it was a section, here it is, that it has, you know, these little strips. So I just used some of those strips and cut them down to size. To see this one, this is what's left over. This is what's left over. 2 little pieces are left over from when I did this on each side. So I ended up using, and I have other stickers too, so I have pulled out a bunch that these are ones that I'm going to try to focus on using up in 2021. So what I did is, instead of using my July through December here, I'll save them for the next time, and I'm okay with that. There's nothing on this part. Maybe I'll take my marker and I will go and put the green just to coordinate with it, and I'll just highlight down there just so it coordinates a little bit better. But I put January through June. This has January through June, and what I plan to do is to use each of these sections a little differently. So I have in here, in this one, I plan to use each of the days that are here. This section will be an index for my daily pages that are back here. The bottom section down here is going to be my future log, and the top section up here, I am still kind of undecided. I am thinking that in this section here and in the top section here, either here or on this side, I may end up doing what is my word of the month. Even though I have a year of the month, I plan to do a word that works with what my word of the year is going to be, which I'm feeling like it's going to be explore is going to be my word of the year. So there's many different ways that you can explore in life, not just exploring the world by traveling, but you can explore your career, you can explore your relationship. So I may break down from my word of the year an area that I will focus on, and maybe a word that relates to explore for that specific area that I want to explore. So I'll put that up here or in this section. And then the other thing what I want to do is either here or the other one in the top is I could either do highlights for whatever was that month, like 3 things that were highlights that were either good or just a big event or something that was large in that month that happened in my life, a big event moment. Then down in here, I'm thinking that I will be writing gratitude each day, a word for gratitude or a couple of words to express gratitude, somewhere between 1 to 3 or 4 words to express gratitude for that day. And then the section down on the bottom is where I'm going to have a photo for each year. I have a little HP sprocket, and I can fit a square photo into each of these. I can cut it down just to a perfect size to fit into there. And I will be doing a photo for each month. I may do a photo to highlight something that was a really happy moment from each month, or I'm seriously considering to put in a photo that's almost like a full-size photo of me, or a full centered photo of my face, because how I am losing weight and I'm going through this body transformation, and a lot of times in your face, you can see it in your face as the months go along, as it trims down. So I may do that, but I don't know. I may be too hard on myself, and I'm worried that I'll be too self-critical. So I'm not sure. But either way, there will be a photo of some sort down here. So let's jump into the months. This was December, which is part of how I ended up making that ridiculous mistake in my yearly section over here, because Hobonichi gives you December. I just assumed December started here on this as well, and it's obviously not. It's January, so I'm going to have to wipe that out and start from fresh in January. But I have been using this calendar, a large 2-page calendar in my Stalogy A5 for eclectic type of things that make me happy. For a while I was doing where I wrote in the side over here something like, today is going to be a great day too, ... And then I would put something in each square that made that day a great day. So I'm still kind of doing the calendar, using it in that way, in the sense of that this book is staying here on this desk. This is not going to be an everyday carry. It's not going to be an any day carry. It's really for journaling in the morning or in the evening. If it hits me and I want to do it in the middle of the day, then I can. But the point is that this Hobonichi is going to be in large part not really so much planning, but it's more going to be something that brings me joy. So I will doodle, like whether I put in, these are different hiking places. This was an appointment. If I find that I need to write some notes about an appointment or some type of task or event, and that there's not space in that day or in that week for me to write it, I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep this over here to the side, try to keep it a little bit of space left. But I can totally 100% see myself using this part on the side with some of these stickers that I have. And that's why I pulled some of these out, like this one's here and this one's, that I plan to put these inspirational stickers in there on this side over here or in this corner over there. That is part of what, using my supplies, that as you see, I did use some washi from here. And I already started to set up June. And this was a little sticker I got when I bought my supplies to set up my Hobonichi that I bought from ARIEBEA. I also got some little stickers from her, and I'm already using them. So I'm going to try not to buy more, but honestly, if I love these and I keep using them, and if I run out, I may get more. It could happen, but I'm going to try not to. But I'm definitely going to be using these because I love these from her shop. So you could see I'm not buying, this is washi tape that I already own. Here's the one from the other page. And here's a wooded one that I have on my January page. And I'm not buying any of those header things. I did get some from ARIEBEA, but I've chosen not to use it, that I'm okay with this the way it is. I may end up giving those away. So that is how this is working for my monthlies. I'm going to keep doing it kind of the way that I have been. Here's my weekly. Now, I showed you my weekly, how I did in the weeks, right? But I don't have it. Do I have it? Actually, I do have it here. Okay, so this is based off of what I've been doing in my Stalogy as I've been trying to transition over to the Hobonichi. Okay, that's my monthly. Here's my weeks. So over the weeks, I started doing this in December with the vertical layout. And I started trying to keep it, like I said, very much the way that the Hobonichi is. I have the little squares at the top and the space at the top here. I decided, even though I do it in my weeks, I want the weather up here. It's just what makes me happy. And I know it's redundant, but I like it, so I'm doing it. And then I have the squares here so I can do little tasks. And over the last couple weeks, this is how it's transitioned into. Okay, so this is this current week. So last week, this is how it looked like. I ended up having these different habits that I wanted to track, including my water. So I'm using my stickers like what I said, and I'm using them here for my habit trackers and for my water. I haven't used any stickers yet in here, but I plan to, just like I showed you in this one a moment ago, how like you may have seen that there was a few little stickers or things here and there, or I doodle or draw. That is going to be how it's going to be in my Hobonichi. So this is how my weeks is going to work. And my dailies are just going to be journaling. I do like that it has the schedule here and that it does have a few task squares up at the top here, because even though I have tasks in my weekly list, sometimes I like to have tasks that I'll put for the specific day, something that I may want to get done. And then if I need to, I can use this schedule too, and I like the flexibility of it, and it still gives me plenty of space for journaling or for cutting and gluing and pasting things in and doing stickers or whatever I want to do. I like that. But I actually had this open to this page because what I'm going to be working on, I've already started. I'm looking through materials that I have. I'm going to use, there's a page here that's right before January starts. So each month starts with one blank page, okay? But before the year starts, there's these 2 pages that have grids on them, and it says, turning the page to a new year. Instead of putting a year-end summary or a goals section under this, I'm going to be putting my year-end summary in my current book that I'm using, my Stalogy, and what I'm going to be using these 2 pages for is to make a vision board. And it's not going to be fancy. I'm going to do a lot of just cutting and pasting. I may doodle some or draw some, but I already know that in general, what are the things that I want to bring into my life, what I want some more of, and I'm going to be putting that onto here and creating a vision board with these 2 pages. This page over here, I may leave the first page. This is going to be a work in progress, and as the 6 months go along, we'll see how it works out. But I envision that this could be something that I either use for a quote page. It could be something that I draw, whether it's with pens and markers or watercolor, that maybe something that I draw that is outdoor nature themed that I may put here. Or I may use it for what used to be my brain dump page and use it like that, which I think there's a strong possibility that's going to be the winner. And then my daily pages, I'm going to be doing a lot of journaling. That is how my use of daily pages has evolved over October, November, and December of this year. It'll be memory keeping, and it will be a lot of journaling. So that's how I see it. Just like what you see here is what I envision happening with my dailies. It gives me a lot of joy to use this journal this way. It brings me a lot of comfort, brings me a lot of happiness and joy. So the last thing what I have to show you is just something that I bought on kind of a whim. It's the Hobonichi Camp Life cover in the A6, and I have a clear cover and cover on this one. And inside, all I have is a Stalogy with a pencil board and a little envelope that I have that's extra, that's stuffed in there. And I'm holding on to this because what I'm envisioning this being for is that I am hoping that in 2021 that I will be doing some overnight camping, or if I do longer hikes, like 3 hours or more type of hikes, that I will throw this into my backpack or my day pack if I do a section hike at some point, and that this is not 2021 specific. This is a for however long it lasts, just kind of like my little music one. Although this music one it's a traveler's notebook, so I can, add and remove inserts. This one, the same thing. This has the Stalogy. It's a 365 edition. So if I feel like sketching trees or plants, or if I just want to write notes about how my adventure is going, but mainly it's going to be for longer hikes, long day hikes, for overnight camping, and section hiking. And I plan to use that for that. And that is the sole purpose for this one. And that is all. That is it. I mean, I'm not going to drag out my sketchbooks, but my sketchbooks haven't changed. They're basically the same ones I've been using. They're just sketchbooks, and I use them just randomly whenever I feel like sketching. Now, I used to bring those when I would do actually like outdoor stuff when I lived in New York. I haven't been using them to do anything outdoor here in Florida. But I just keep my sketchbooks on the shelf, and every once in a while when I want to practice sketching or drawing something, I pull out my sketchbooks and I use those. But I don't consider that to be like my journals like these. So even though I say I'm simplifying, and I'm contradicting myself by literally having 6 different type of journals at my fingertips, I don't feel that I'm actually complicating things. I do believe the Hobonichi is going to really fill my needs for simplifying. And part of that is the fact that I'm not going to be doing a different type of theme every month. I'm not going to be having to lay out my calendar or my weeks. I'm going to be using a lot of stickers or the stencils that I have here and sticking to that. So I'm simplifying my supplies. And also I have narrowed and focused on what my needs are and how to meet them using basically these 2, and this will fill something that is part of what my vision is for 2021 and in the future, the 3 to 5 year plan. So maybe even up to 10-year plan. Hoping that outdoor adventure and life stays with me as I continue to age. So that is all. I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, again, hit me down below. If you stuck through it this far, please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and consider hitting the subscribe button down below. Other than that, I want to wish you all well, wherever this meets you at. If it is morning, noon, or night, stay safe, and I will see you in 2021. Bye.